We dive deep into fascinating real-world challenges. Today, we're tackling a topic that combines history, mystery, and cutting-edge science: cold cases. Specifically, we'll be looking at the tragic case of Maya Sanchez, a marine biology aide whose death in Fort Walton Beach in 2005 was ruled a suspicious drowning. This case went cold, but it raises a critical question for us today. Are cold cases truly solvable, and what does it take to crack them? Over the next hour, we'll hear opening remarks from our experts, engage in a lively discussion, allow for rebuttals, and then conclude with their final thoughts. Our goal is to understand the complexities. First up, we have Eleanor, a seasoned investigator with years of experience in criminal justice. Eleanor believes that while challenging, revisiting cold cases is essential, often relying on fresh perspectives and the human element. Welcome, Eleanor. And joining her is Sophie, a forensic science expert who specializes in new investigative technologies. Sophie argues that advancements in forensics and data analysis offer unprecedented opportunities to solve cases that once seemed impossible. Welcome, Sophie. This topic matters immensely, especially for students like you, because it teaches us about critical thinking, the evolution of justice, and how perseverance can bring closure. It also highlights the importance of every detail in an investigation. So, let's get started. Eleanor, we'll begin with your opening remarks. What are your initial thoughts on the solvability of cold cases?
Thank you, Elliot. Honestly, when we talk about cold cases, it's not just about the passage of time. It's about the human element, the relationships, the motives that might have been overlooked or misunderstood initially. In Maya Sanchez's case, we're looking at a suspicious drowning, but the real mystery often lies in the why and who benefited.
That's a great point, Eleanor. So, diving deeper into Maya Sanchez's case, we know Ginny, the investigator, is focusing on Arthur Vance as a primary suspect. How does your approach, focusing on the human element, help unravel a complex figure like him, especially when his business tactics and charm are part of the picture?
Well, Arthur Vance's profile is crucial. We've been re-examining his professional and personal background, looking for patterns, conflicts, or any hidden agendas. It's about understanding his world, his connections, and how he operated, particularly around the Emerald Shores Marina project. Sometimes the answers are in plain sight, just waiting for a fresh pair of eyes to connect the dots. And that's where technology can really amplify Eleanor's work. While the human element is vital, imagine cross-referencing all of Arthur Vance's business dealings, his communications, even his financial records with advanced data analysis. We could uncover patterns or anomalies that a human eye might miss, especially across years of data. It's about making those connections faster and more comprehensively.
That's fascinating. So Eleanor focuses on the why and who, while Sophie suggests technology can help connect the how. Now, a central piece of this investigation is the Environmental Impact Assessment, or EIA, for the Emerald Shores Marina, conducted by Oceanic and Coastal Consultants. Eleanor, why is this document so crucial to a murder investigation?
Because it's not just a document, Elliot, it's potentially the motive. If Maya Sanchez, a marine biology aide, had evidence that this EIA was flawed or even fraudulent, that puts her directly in conflict with powerful interests, like Arthur Vance. It suggests she might have been a whistleblower, and whistleblowers, sadly, can become targets. We'd be looking for any discrepancies, any signs of pressure or manipulation within that assessment. And this is precisely where forensic data analysis shines. The source material mentions OCC, a small firm often producing EIAs that favor developers, sometimes even contradicting independent groups. We could use text analysis algorithms to compare their EIAs across different projects, looking for identical language, structural patterns, or even subtle data manipulations that suggest a predetermined outcome. It's about finding the digital fingerprints of bias. That's a powerful tool, Sophie, no doubt. But even with those digital fingerprints, you still need to prove intent. You need to find the person who made the decision to manipulate, or the person who paid for it. That often comes down to old-fashioned interviews, re-interviewing witnesses, or finding that one piece of physical evidence that ties it all together, like a hidden memo or a recorded conversation.
So it's a blend of both then. Eleanor, you're emphasizing the human element in uncovering the smoking gun, while Sophie, you're highlighting how technology can reveal systemic issues. This brings us to the ethical implications. What does it mean for justice when firms like OCC might be providing biased assessments, potentially downplaying ecological harm?
It undermines the entire regulatory process, Elliot. An EIA is supposed to be an objective assessment of environmental impact. If it's compromised, it means development can proceed without a true understanding of the ecological cost. Technology can help expose this by identifying patterns of negligence or fraud across multiple projects, not just one. It brings transparency to a process that can often be opaque. Absolutely. And for Maya Sanchez, if she was trying to expose this, she was standing up for environmental conservation against powerful development interests. Her death, if linked to this, highlights the immense courage of whistleblowers and the dangers they face. It's not just about the data, it's about the human cost of corporate malfeasance.
That's a sobering thought. So we're talking about the balance between development and environmental conservation, and how a potentially biased EIA could tip that balance. It seems like Maya Sanchez's case, even years later, could shed light on broader issues of corporate accountability. Eleanor, what's your final thought on the solvability of cold cases like Maya's?
My final thought is that cold cases are absolutely solvable. It takes perseverance, a willingness to revisit every detail, and an understanding that human motivations, even from years ago, can still be uncovered. It's about finding that one thread, that one person who can finally bring the truth to light. And I'd add that technology is making the impossible. DNA advancements, digital forensics, advanced data analysis. These tools give us unprecedented opportunities to re-examine old evidence and find new clues. For cases like Maya Sanchez's, the future of cold case investigations is brighter than ever, offering hope for justice even decades later.
Eleanor, Sophie, thank you both for this incredibly insightful discussion. It's clear that solving cold cases like Maya Sanchez's requires a powerful combination of traditional investigative wisdom and cutting-edge technological innovation. It truly highlights how perseverance and evolving methods can bring closure even years later. Thank you for joining us on Unlocking the Past. Now, as we wrap up, I'd like to give each of you a moment for some final thoughts. Eleanor, let's start with you. What's your ultimate takeaway for our audience regarding the solvability of cold cases?
Thank you, Elliot. My core belief remains that cold cases are absolutely solvable. It's about the relentless pursuit of truth, understanding that human motivations, even from years ago, can still be uncovered. We must always be willing to revisit every detail, no matter how small it seems. The human element is paramount. It's about finding that one thread, that one person who can finally bring the truth to light and provide closure. For students, I'd ask you to consider what overlooked human detail in a historical event might hold the key to understanding it better.
A powerful point, Eleanor. Sophie, what are your final thoughts on the role of technology in unlocking these past mysteries?
I'd emphasize that technology is truly making the impossible possible. Advancements in DNA analysis, digital forensics, and sophisticated data analysis give us unprecedented opportunities to re-examine old evidence and find new clues that simply weren't available before. For cases like Maya Sanchez's, the future of cold case investigations is brighter than ever. These tools offer immense hope for justice even decades later. My question for the audience is, how can we ensure that these powerful new technologies are used ethically and equitably to serve justice for everyone?
Excellent questions from both of you. So, we've heard Eleanor championing the enduring power of human investigation and perseverance, while Sophie has highlighted the transformative potential of cutting-edge forensic technology. Both agree that cold cases are solvable, but they offer different yet complementary paths to achieving that justice.